Smoke Show Scarlett Bordeaux, and you're watching the Kayfabe Man Cave podcast.
What's up? It's Sammy, the Spanish guy Guevara, and new TNT champion. And you, right now, yes, you, are listening to Kayfabe Man Cave.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kayfabe Man Cave podcast. I'm your host, Marv, here with my co-host, Jay Reckless.
What up?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Busy wrestling. Lots of stuff going on.
Lots of things going on. All right, so we'll be talking about a few things here. Talk about CM Punk.
That guy.
We're talking about Jade Cargill. And
that
the
girl.
future of WWE after the WWE and UFC merger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about Punk. He recently got fired from AEW after his confrontation with Jungle Boy. What are your thoughts on that, JR?
What was the exact word? Terminated with cause, right? That's what they were saying?
Yeah.
Like what? That sounds like a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo to me. I've never heard anybody in the wrestling industry say that. Terminated with cause.
That's just
sounds like it's just a legal way to get rid of him, and I guess covering his own back.
Right, and it's also a way to give a reason without giving any specifics.
Right, but does that mean he has a no compete clause or like a 90-day no compete?
That I don't know. They didn't specify that. I know it's different from WWE, right? Because in WWE they always have a 90-day clause, right?
If they're released. Generally, right?
Yeah.
But then obviously they can waive that, but that's up to the company. But yeah, as far as CM Punk goes, oddly enough, you know how I feel about Punk. He was a huge fan when in his first run with WWE. Lost a little bit of respect for him after the whole, how he left and what's it called again? Yeah, well that and the whole how did I forget? The whole Cole Cabana situation. And then the brawl out last year was kind of like, geez, what? Like this guy just needs to stop, just leave the business, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's his own worst enemy. Like I think I've told you before. I think he's like AEW's when he was working for AEW, he was both their biggest draw, but their biggest detriment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But oddly enough, if it wasn't for his antics, I would totally agree with him in this whole Jungle Boy feud because Jungle Boy was an idiot.
He kind of
it all stemmed from the right. He wanted to use real glass, right? That was the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
CM
Punk was just trying to protect him by,
right. I mean, I think
agreeing with him, right, and not using real glass.
If the conversation went the way it did, and he was condescending. He shouldn't have been like that. I mean, he was totally right in that sense. Don't use real glass because nobody would know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But Punk being Punk, he was probably super condescending, at least from the reports I've read of what he said on the lines, something along the lines of, "We don't do that here on Saturdays, or if you wanted to go back to Wednesdays,
right.
you don't need to be like that."
Was he the one that put his hands on him first, or was it Jungle Boy?
I forget the report. I think it was like Jungle Boy. They went nose to nose, and then Punk punched him, or whatever. And then Tony Khan feared for his life. I chuckled because apparently that's really what happened, and he said that, right? He said
there. Yeah,
yeah, but he actually said that on TV where he was, he feared for his life.
Yeah,
like you feared for your life because the fight was happening near you. Okay, Tony.
Is there anything you think Punk could have done differently?
Not be himself. Stop thinking he's bigger than everybody else.
Yeah. You think he should have just avoided that whole confrontation with Jungle Boy?
Altogether? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Jungle Boy instigated, right? With the whole, the Crimey River, whatever. This is real glass, Crimey River, what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even know what's happening with Jungle Boy. He's still suspended, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's gonna. I have a feeling he's gonna be back eventually.
I mean, yeah, he's boys with the elite, right? So he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
This is when it all boils down to it. This whole situation, while it started with CM Punk and the elite, a lot of the blame has to fall on TK. He should have nipped this in the butt last year, right after the whole all out situation, right? The original all out situation. He should have. I don't know. He should have done something to the elite. Should have got rid of Punk then, or he should have got rid of somebody then.
Well,
And to be fair, let's call again. If CM Punk threw the first punch in this situation, didn't the elite barge into his room last year? So, and nothing happened to the elite, and yet you fire Punk.
Yeah.
It just AEW's a mess, man.
Well, the first time he got injured, so he couldn't come back anyway.
Right, but then if the report, I mean, the issue there is there was no cameras in the locker room, right? So nobody knows exactly what happened except for people who are talking about it.
Yeah,
but if
and there were people that got fired. The guy who bit he bit Kenny's thigh or Kenny's leg.
Ace Steel, yeah, Ace Steel. But he got rehired and then he just got fired again.
He got fired.
But technically, if you're talking about the instigators, right? The elite technically started that whole thing, right? I mean, granted, CM Punk did the whole spiel where he went into business himself, but they barged into his room. Right. It goes to show you that TK is a mark, man.
He is. I mean, they're the EVPs of the company, so I'm sure they have more leverage.
And that's the problem. They shouldn't be EVPs.
They shouldn't. They should have kept talent separate from the higher ups. Yeah,
you're letting this is WCW all over again. You're letting the inmates run the asylum.
You should have legends. If you are to have wrestlers be the higher ups, have legends be, have that position, not the current talent.
Legends, obviously, but like just not active talent, because then half the time they'll have as much as they don't want to have the agenda, they may or may not have an agenda for themselves.
Right. There's going to be a lot of conflict of interest there.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But
makes no sense.
Before you saw him doing commentary for an MMA pay-per-view.
Yeah, I forget the company, but he's done it before for them. And they're just asking him what he's doing for I guess next few months or whatever, and he said he's free for the next 2 months. So that either says he has a no compete clause or he's doing something in 2 months. And the only thing I can think of in 2 months is Survivor Series in Chicago.
Yeah. What's the likelihood of that happening?
You see my face? Bro, it's the wrestling business, man.
Anything could happen.
Never say never, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, Survivor Series is the only thing I can think of in the next 2 months. The
likelihood of him going to Survivor Series. Yeah. I mean, anything can happen. I was going to say that nobody thought that Vince was going to bring back Hulk Hogan.
Right. So, I mean, if there's any precedent, Hogan, Warrior, Brett, the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
CM Punk is just different, dude.
Even Cody, like after starting up AEW, I never thought he would.
Sure.
WWE.
Yeah, but the situation's different, man. CM Punk actually sued them. It's like,
well, so did didn't Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon have a lawsuit?
Oh, well, actually, I think Warrior did.
A Warrior.
I don't know, man. Okay. It's just.
Well, even with Warrior, WWE brought him back, right?
I guess, but he also didn't attack wrestlers in another company. Yeah, it's kind of weird that way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. WWE's in a great place right now, minus the 100 people that got laid off, of course. As far as
it's mostly backstage people, right?
Office workers. From what I remember.
Office workers. Okay.
Yeah, so people you don't see, unfortunately, but. What Culture one of the guys from What Culture made a good point where it's like they're kind of the ones you worry about the most, because if a talent like say a Becky Lynch gets fired, she'll find a job right away. But say the guy that does copy editing for a website, who knows, right?
Yeah.
So it sucks. Heart goes out to you guys. we got back to the subject. Yeah, man. It's like they don't need Punk, right? They're making enough money as it is.
Right.
The only reason I can see this happening is because they want to stick it to AEW
Right. Yeah, I could see
and
that
make more money
the
because
only
I think
reason.
it. Well, that I mean, they'll make hand over fist. They'll make tons of money off CM Punk, but
Yeah.
I don't think the ends justify the means.
And if they do hire Punk, I don't think they'll keep him long term. I don't think it's best for business. I don't know.
Right. If you're gonna do that, I think the best situation for Punk would be a part-time gig, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Kind of like a Goldberg.
Kind of like a Goldberg or Brock. Yeah.
Yeah. So ideally, he won't be in the locker room as much, right? Full time.
Yeah, I think that's the best. The best
That'd
thing
be probably their
for
best
both Punk
situation.
and WWE. Yeah, for sure.
Put him in the Rumble, give him a Mania match, and be done with it. Give him like 4 matches a year, whatever.
Yeah. Well, with The Rock back in the picture, is he gonna be back part time? I assume because
Excuse me.
of the strike.
Um, Speculative, right? We don't know what Rock is gonna do. Um, he was tweeting about the pop he got and the love he was receiving. So I think he might have the itch again, right?
Right. That was like
Um,
he named that he named that like one of the top 5 pops he's ever had in his career.
I mean, he's been gone for like years, right? 4 years, I think,
I think more
something
than
like that.
2015 was his last match.
Well, he showed up and had that really short match with Eric Rowan. Remember?
Oh
What year
yeah.
was that?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Well,
I
that
read
was
I read that he wants to have a meeting about storyline options. So my problem is if you're Cody, like Cody needs to finish the story, man.
yeah. I'm afraid that The Rock's gonna main event it with Roman and take it from Cody. I don't know. What do you think?
I hope not. Like Rock versus Roman could literally happen on any other pay-per-view and it'll still sell.
Yeah.
Cody needs to finish the story.
Right. They can't prolong it anymore.
Yeah, they almost they didn't totally shit the bed with him losing. Like I think people are over it already. But now I think there's fear that it's gonna happen again because of The Rock. As much as people love The Rock, right?
Yeah.
It's just weird like that.
I mean, I think that's gonna ruin his Cody's momentum there. It's gonna.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Losing twice to Roman.
Well, I don't think he would lose to Roman. We don't know if he'll have that match. Is my issue.
Yeah.
Right. As he should.
I'm saying if he did, losing twice would be bad for.
Oh yeah, then
a bad move for his.
Well, Cody's gonna go back to AEW if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
If AEW exists, right? We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Cody and Roman happens again. We'll see. If that does happen, what do you think they're gonna do with The Rock?
I mean, it could be after, it could be before. Just depends. Like it could be Royal Rumble, Roman Rock, depending on how in shape Rock is. I mean, he looked great. People's elbows still look good. He looked more jacked than ever, if anything.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ. Dude's like 51, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, he looked more jacked than he did in his younger years.
Yeah. He was kind of flubby in like the early Rocky Maivia days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it would have to be before the Royal Rumble. I mean, before Mania, because I don't think you can prolong Rock Roman any more than you did already. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're going to keep Cody versus Roman at the Mania 40, right? Excuse me. Ooh. Like I would do Rock Roman at the Royal Rumble, if anything.
Who would go over?
Roman, of course.
Roman.
Rock puts him over. And then Cody wins the Rumble again. There's precedent. Shawn Michaels won back to back. So did Austin, right?
Yeah, I think they could work. Yeah.
That's how I'd write it.
Yeah.
I mean, I even know what the hell's going on for Survivor Series. I'm assuming War Games, but
oh, anything happened, man. It's still a long way from now.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. We still got what's the next one? Fastlane?
I believe so. Yeah. October is Fastlane. November is
What's up?
Survivor Series. NXT is having a pay-per-view. NXT No Mercy and then Fastlane for WWE.
Mhm.
Oh, NXT Halloween Havoc in October.
That's always on TV.
Yeah, it's always on TV. Crown Jewel on November 4th. And then Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, I think no. I'm watching NXT in the background.
Oh, Crown Jewel is assumed. It's not confirmed.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's been happening every year for the past, what, 3 years? 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, they got a 10-year deal, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton, Kate, Extreme Rules, No
Oh, let's
Mercy.
talk about that. So she just recently won the NXT Women's Championship for the first
She
time.
did. She did.
Was that a good move
She
for
did. You
NXT?
see the ratings? It was a great move.
Yeah.
They were this close to beating AEW that week,
Were they?
bro. Like 800,000, I think. A million. I think it was like a million something in the main event.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
It helps when you have
NXT's
a
been
WWE main roster
yeah,
to
NXT's been
go to
really good lately,
NXT, right?
man.
Yeah. Well, I think Becky Lynch and the Judgment Day, both of them helped with the
Oh
ratings.
yeah, I mean the matches are always this. What's it called again? The Heritage Cup tournament's been really good. Like tonight was Butch versus Tyler Bate. There's some good matches, man.
Mhm. You saw Pete Dunne's new finisher?
Oh yeah, the
Better end?
better end into the Michinoku driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, the better end. I
I like
like
that
it.
move. It looks pretty sick.
I like it. I feel like too
Different.
many pump handle slam moves though. Like he has two moves that start a pump handle slam now. Karrion Cross has the one. I guess just them two, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I like it. Something different.
Hmm.
Especially because sometimes the bitter end doesn't look like it works. Like they fall on their elbows.
Yeah, it looks different in different angles sometimes too.
And some people can't take it, right? Like I said, like some people don't fall flat, like they just land covering their face.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Bate took this pretty good, so I like it.
So I assume he's only going to do that to like the small to medium sized guys. I don't think he could do that with like a Brock Lesnar.
Well, no, I don't think you can do the bitter end to Brock Lesnar either.
Yeah.
You might not be able to do the bitter end to Baron Corbin. No, I think you can catch Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin just tall. That's the problem.
Yeah. So NXT, you agree with Becky being the winner? Thought that was a good move. You don't think it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
too short of a reign for Tiffany?
No, because she's probably gonna win it at No Mercy. She'll probably get it back in No Mercy, or they're gonna, or she's main roster ready. Tiffany, I think she's ready for it. I don't like. I think we talked about this earlier. Like, I don't. If you really break it down, their women's division is kind of stacked when it comes to across all three brands.
Mhm.
I don't know where she fits. I would say Raw,
Probably Raw.
but then you have the next girl coming up that we're going to talk about in a few seconds. So, segue.
All right. Jade Cargill. There's rumors that she's going to WWE.
Good old Jade Cargill.
Your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
supposedly. So this is not news. You know, I've never been a huge fan of hers, uh, because I think she's greener than green. I think towards her end of her AEW run,
Not
some of her matches were.
not because of the body paint, right?
Oh
Not
my
not
god,
that
that was
green, right?
gross. That was terrible. That was weird, right?
The
Um,
She-Hulk gear.
I like the Storm gear, but
Storm gear was dope too. Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, she was there's a lot to be desired. Like she should have stayed in. I don't know if she was trained by Cody, right? Nightmare Factory or whatever.
I'm not sure.
Um,
I'm not sure.
wherever she was trained, she needed to spend more time there. I think
What do
TK
you think
put
she needs to improve on?
timing, selling, just a
Yeah.
bunch of things. Which I'm sure she'll learn in WWE. I kind of wish she would go to NXT for a little bit, but with her stature from AEW, you kind of don't want to diminish that. So I think if and when she does come to WWE, she's going straight to the main roster.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she has a bigger reputation from AEW being undefeated for over a year, right? So
yeah,
sure,
I don't
WWE
know if
wants
you
to
do
carry
this,
that reputation over to the main roster.
right? But you don't do the streak again, right?
Huh?
You don't do that again. I don't think you do the streak again.
No. I'm just saying, like with that under her belt, people see her as a
People know
dominant
her.
force. Yeah.
People know who she is relative to people who watch AEW and wrestling in general, because she was kind of relegated to like Rampage, right?
Yeah.
Kind of shows you how much they cared about that, because her last match was pre-taped on a Rampage, and those ratings are horrible. Which never made sense, because I felt like she was always on Rampage, but that's TNT. It's like,
yeah, it was TNT.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? Tony Khan's also the guy that made the what's it called, All Atlantic Championship have the Japanese and Chinese flags on it. So who knows?
Oh, that's right. Didn't they fix that though? Don't they call it something else now?
Yeah, the international title.
International, right? Okay.
Yeah, but it was like the All Atlantic title for months before somebody told TK, "Hey man, Japan's not in the Atlantic."
They showed them the globe and fixed their error.
All the money in the world can't buy fix his geography. I guess I don't know.
Well, at least they fixed it. At least they fixed the title name.
Yeah, now it's on Moxley. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So Jade going to WWE. Who you think is a good opponent for her?
Hard to say. Like, I feel like you got a hot shot her, right? Kind of make her a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Think they should like start her slow first, like some like no name, like have people job to her and then go against a main eventer?
Not necessarily. I mean, I probably have her like attack a Charlotte Flair type.
Oh, her and Charlotte would be great, man.
Yeah, I feel like she could learn from Charlotte too.
Yeah.
Like have her attack a Charlotte Flair from like, and then have that feud build, but you hold off that match for a while, like have her beat up some jobbers in the interim leading up to the fight. But have her be introduced by attacking like Charlotte Flair or something like that.
So you think she's better as a heel than a face?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she was never facing AEW to begin with, right? She was always heel. So,
right. When she was a tag team partners with Shaq, was she a heel there?
That was, I don't remember that. I just remember Shaq taking a really bad table bump, but
yeah,
which I don't know. That was horribly booked.
Yeah,
it was weird because people like Cody, people like Shaq, but people don't like Jade or Brandy.
Yeah,
it's hard to say, right? It's like, hey, Cody, we'll sign you back to WWE, but we don't need Brandy.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything for WWE since Cody got hired, right?
She's not signed. It's just Cody.
Yeah.
Because wasn't she was a chief brand officer, right, for AEW?
She was, yeah. And I think she also wrestled for AEW a couple times too.
Yeah, but it's crazy that she shared the same role as Stephanie McMahon at that time before Stephanie became a CEO.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No fucking cursing. No experience in that role whatsoever. Kind of like I think it's Matt Jackson. His wife is like head of merchandise or something like that.
Matt Jackson?
Yeah. He's the one that's married, right? Yeah, I think he's the one that's married. Yeah, his wife works for the company too. She's like head of merchandise or something like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I'm like, Jesus. Nepotism?
Nepotism.
But apparently they can't manage a target, according to CM Punk.
Damn.
No offense to Target, right? I guess.
Damn, way to burn a bridge there. Sheesh.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's like, where does CM Punk go? If he burned the bridge with AEW and WWE, where's he going to go? Impact?
Yeah, with the two big companies, I doubt he's going to go to Impact, man.
Impact don't have the money.
No, they can't afford him. I don't think he would even consider going to Impact because they have
If
such
I
a
were him, go to
small
New
audience.
Japan. Go to New Japan for a little bit.
I can picture him going to New Japan over Impact, but that's only if he wants to continue wrestling. But I don't know. Then
Oh yeah,
that
because
he would have to
they're
move
not.
all the way to Japan.
Oh, just for certain events. The problem with it is they have that relationship with AEW, so I doubt they'd even take him in.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah, that's true.
He was gonna go NWA. Like,
No, I think this is it for him, man. He could, you know,
there's only two
try
companies
to,
he need. There's only two companies,
WWE or AEW, man. That's only two options right now.
and he's burnt both those bridges. So I
Yeah,
think WWE. I think WWE is the most likely that would take him back. As much as I don't want it to happen, like I said.
currently, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And like I said, 50% of that is just to spite AEW.
I mean, what's his real?
Imagine.
What do you think his relationship is with Triple H? Is there any bad blood there?
I mean, I heard what it was like a few months ago, like right after the original brawl out, that he got backstage at a Raw, right? I think the Miz took him backstage doing that. I think it was the Miz, or I might have heard it was Miz. But I heard him and Triple H had a conversation and it was amicable. So
No, okay, that's a good
who
sign.
knows?
Yeah,
Yeah, like bro, Phil Brooks, you're like 40 something now, bro. Grow up.
yeah. I think
That's
it's
why, like,
best for him to avoid any confrontation. Just just keep things cool. Like if you don't like what someone says, just you know, tell them
yeah,
behind the scenes and
you don't need to
put your hands
lose
on
any
them.
more money, right?
Yeah,
Like I every now and then I like to watch a Triple H promo on CM Punk. It's like it's it's so relative to what's going on right now, right?
oh yeah, the promo they had was it 10 years ago?
Yeah, on SmackDown 2011.
2011. Wow. Over 10 years ago.
Like, you only care about the business if you're on top. Like it's so relative.
Yeah. Just gotta learn how to be unselfish, man.
Yeah, like there was the whole you can't unknow yourself a locker room leader. Like you have to become a locker room. You know what I'm saying? That's what it
Yeah.
felt like. Like he was trying to push himself as a locker room leader.
Right. He's trying to be like the AEW's Undertaker.
Yeah. Problem is half these kids don't want to listen to him. It's
Yeah. That sucks for
like
him.
I'm
But
sure he has no issues with like a Christian or Jericho or something. But a lot of these young guys like well, Kenny
it's more
Omega's
the
not
young
young.
yeah, it's more the
But
younger
like
talent that he has a problem with.
yeah, it's a different time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's either he's gonna continue doing commentary for MMA or go back to wrestling.
I mean, one sport he was really bad at. He was like and the other one he burnt
Yeah.
bridges in all the main companies, so who knows?
Yeah.
Like Bobby Fish told no lies. His martial arts was bad.
What do you think about? Did you listen to the Keeping It 100 podcast with
Yes,
Bobby
yes, I
Fish?
did. Um,
What
so
are
there's a lot.
your thoughts on his opinions on Punk
So I like Bobby
and
Fish.
AEW?
A lot of good insight. Um, as much as I believe a lot of what he said, I do find that there might be some slight bias. Um, because in, he, he might. What's the word I'm looking for, right? Uh, so I do agree because I mean it's been rumored like there's no structure in AEW, right? Or there's less structure in
Hmm.
AEW,
Yeah.
and CM Punk being CM Punk, whatever. He did come across as kind of self-serving at some points in the interview. But obviously he's a wrestler who everybody does, right? But for the most part, he's very insightful. Um, I think he tried to toe that line as so as to not burn too many bridges with AEW, right? But
Yeah.
I don't see Tony Khan
Oh,
unless Kyle O'Reilly wants him back. He he said enough that he was super insightful as to goings on in behind the scenes of AEW, but he wasn't too negative to burn bridges, right?
hmm
He did speak on
Right.
the politics back there,
Right.
but it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
I don't.
He was shitting more on Punk than AEW.
Oh yeah, him and Punk are never going to be friends again. I don't know if they ever were, but yeah, I thought it was good. I love listening to those guys, man. Conan, Disco, love you guys.
Yeah, I love their podcast. Them and Jim Cornette's podcast.
Super insightful.
This is Marv and JR signing out. Make sure to keep it real or keep it kayfabe. Peace.
This is Brandy Lauren, and thank you guys for watching Kayfabe Man Cave.